Eric Neal from the Indiana County YMCA joining us to talk about, well, things of the Y. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. There's always something going on at the YMCA of Indiana County, and Eric knows what every little thing is. And we're getting to an interesting time of the year, Eric, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we're getting close to spring.
Yeah, and so things will be opening up even more than they are right now at the YMCA. So let's talk about how February went for the Y, because we were discussing at the beginning of last month how this new month would unfold and how we're able to do a little bit more expanded offerings as pandemic restrictions ease just a little bit. How did it go?
You know what? It went pretty well. February was a nice relaxation, I guess, compared to January. As people are getting their vaccines, more and more folks are getting that. I think that the general public is feeling a little bit more comfortable being out and about and around other folks.
Yeah. Well, that's terrific. And one would expect that even more that will be the case for the month of March. So what are some of the things we have to look forward to? Yeah,
well, we're even opening up some of the facilities a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
We have plans where we can start to, I guess for lack of a better term, take some reservations in the gymnasiums for family to come out and use the gym and shoot some hoops and things like that. So that's yet another step back in the direction, because the gym has essentially been closed since June other than for group exercise. So just starting to move that back in the right direction will be helpful, and adding some additional programs and looking at how to bring the rest of the facilities online in a safe way.
Yeah, and that is quite a challenge. It requires a lot of extra attention to detail that maybe in the past you might have thought, okay, well, that's clean. Now it has to be super, super clean.
And all the information that you find out there, it's terribly frustrating when you look at two expert sources and they maybe don't say exactly the same thing. They have different perspectives on it.
Yeah. It's really difficult to weed your way through all of that stuff, because one could be perfectly valid and you'd say, yes, I agree with you. And the other one could be the exact opposite, and you say, you're absolutely right.
Yes, you are correct.
At some point you have to make a decision, and you just make the best decisions that you can and do all of the extra work that you can in order to make the facilities open and accessible for everybody and as safely as possible.
Yeah, we've tended to err a little bit more on the side of caution, which has allowed us to stay open and not have any, knock on wood, any COVID-related incidents here at the Y. So, I think that erring on the side of caution has been beneficial. And we tend to have a variety of different populations that we serve that might be a little higher risk. Our special populations with our Miracle and adapted programs, and our elderly population with our silver sneakers and other seniors that are here. So, we need to, take it up a notch to make sure we keep them safe.
Yeah. Okay. So in terms of use of the facility itself, what can people expect that they can do, and maybe what are some of the things that remain restricted?
Yeah, they can do some version of everything coming up here in March, with the exception of the sauna and the steam room. So all of the rest of the facilities you can come and use similarly to how you might have in the past. Like I said, in this month we're going to open the gym for some reservations for basketball. But other than the fact that you have to reserve time so that we can limit the number of people who are in there, and there won't be gameplay. We still can't have groups of people leaning on each other trying to get a rebound under the hoop.
Yeah.
But other than that, we can have people come in and shoot around a little bit, or come into the gym for some family time. Things like that. We're looking at how to bring the tumbling room, back online and open that back up. That was something that families with that, 4 to 8-year-old really it's a great place for them to come burn some energy.
Sure.
But because of the nature of what it is, flopping and rolling around on mats and having fun, you need to have a heightened level of sanitization that happens after each group of people leaves.
Yeah.
So, just finding ways to make sure that we can do that appropriately.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of the various workout programs that are offered, you can do things there at the Y, but you've got the great virtual platform going right now, too.
Mm-hmm. We do, and we keep learning a little bit more about that. We've got well over 100 people that are on that now, and it's open to all of our members at no extra cost. But we want them to get on there and participate in any number of those programs. There's dozens of categories, literally thousands of cataloged videos that are in the archives.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have 7 or 8 of our own instructors who teach live every week. And then there's 100 and some, maybe close to 150 live YMCA instructors that are teaching their classes from Y instructors from around the state of Pennsylvania and nearby states.
Wow, that's terrific news. Now, especially since you mentioned silver sneakers, some older folks that might say to themselves, well, I can't do all that computer stuff. But it's really, really simple, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty intuitive. I mean, maybe tracking down exactly who you want sometimes might be tricky the first time, because there's so many options. I mean, it's not like you look and your instructor jumps right out at you. There's multiple pages of instructors that are live on any given day. So, but once you go through that the first time, and our front desk staff will help anybody do it over the telephone, or if they want to come in and see how to do it firsthand, they'll help them do it and learn how to do it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, and plus, people talk and they communicate with each other, and they can say, hey, I like this guy or this gal, and they can say, okay, well, then I'll try them too, and
exactly.
Share that information back and forth. And in terms of actually getting started with the virtual platform, that's pretty easy too. You just sign in, log in every time you go, and you're good to go.
Yeah, it's really simple. You send an email when you sign up, or the system sends an email to our front desk staff, and they get you all squared away to go from there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Coming up at the end of this month, the beginning of next month, because this is March the 1st, so we're just a month and a day away from an annual event that the YMCA does that looks different nowadays than it used to, but it is still there. The 64th annual Good Friday Breakfast is coming up. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. The gentleman that we had lined up last year will be back this year. His name's Micah, and he has it's truly an unbelievable story. And I think that just about all of our Good Friday Breakfast speakers have something pretty powerful and amazing to talk about. But he was injured in a work-related incident, and probably shouldn't have survived. Definitely shouldn't have survived. And he's got an amazing story about that. And I don't want to share too much information about it, because it's just amazing what happened with him and how he shares about that and his relationship with God and Good Friday and everything. So we're excited about it. It's going to be virtual. Mm-hmm. So we're not going to be gathering 250 people here together to do so, which when everything happened last year, when we shut down, everything was just kind of thrust on us last minute, and we really couldn't pivot to virtual last year. So we've been kind of planning both options all along the while just to see where we would be come March. So at this juncture, we're planning everything to be virtual so that folks can enjoy it from the comfort of their own home. And we'll hopefully get folks back together next year.
Absolutely. And well, at least last year you didn't get stuck with eggs for 250 people.
No, we did not.
Which would not have been a good thing.
No.
Not really good for the bottom line.
It was a crazy time.
Not good for the bottom line at all.
No.
I'm sure that as you have begun to look forward to the weather turning and people getting outdoors, that you're also beginning to think about Mack Park Pool and how that season will shape up. Does that take normally a lot of planning and now a whole bunch more? I'm assuming it does.
The pool itself isn't so bad because it's an outdoor space, and aquatic venues, they're properly maintained like we do at Mack Park and we do here at the Y, tend to be some of the safest places you could be throughout the entire pandemic, believe it or not, because of the chemically treated water. Mm-hmm. So you have that going for you. So just the nature of the venue tends to make a bit of a difference there. But there's an awful lot of bringing things online, I guess, is the easiest way to say it. I mean, the pool has now sat there empty since September, and you get the typical winter weather wear and tear, and I'm sure we'll get a little bit more wear and tear here in the month of April. I'm sure that we'll get a couple, cold days and probably even a little bit more snow. Knock on wood that we don't, but I'm sure we will. And those things really kind of take its toll on the pool and some of the devices over there. So we have to bring everything over there back online, clean it up, fix it up, paint it up, make sure it's ready to go. And while we're doing that, we're also getting ready for our summer camp program, which also takes place over at Mack Park. So, we've got two really big things happening over the next couple of months to just prepare for the summer.
I guess a good time now then to tell folks about membership at the Y and all of the benefits, because those are two of the great benefits that you just mentioned.
Yeah. A couple of years ago now, we included Mac Park as a benefit of your membership. When you're a Y member, you just get access to the park, to the pool, and we saw a huge uptick last year in the year prior in use for folks that were just able to go enjoy it without having to pay anything extra, just because they were a Y member. Mm-hmm. So now's the time for that. And if you're a Y member, summer camp is far less expensive than if you're not, less than a week of daycare. So hopefully it's an opportunity for people who want to come out, participate. The components we have in that program are just unbelievable. We have a reading comprehension program that we have a reading specialist works with the kids all summer, which is just unbelievable. Health and wellness programming, nutrition programming, all just a part of camp. So we're excited about it, and hopefully we'll have another big year this year.
There you go. So become a member at the Y. You can do that from the website. You can also do it at the Y. Eric, Neal, thanks so much for spending some time with us today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's fun. Thanks for having me on.
Have a great day.
You too, buddy.
Let's see you. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM and AM 1160.